the comic strip Peanuts.
Yeah.
It was like he was done.
He was done, yeah.
Yeah, he just like, hey.
That was his bookmark there as well.
Yeah.
The last chapter. Jeez. Yeah, but you know, I always think that's cool though. I mean, it's like you're not. God knows what I'll be doing when it's time for me to go. But whatever I start, I hope to finish. Hopefully, it'll be a hot chick.
Yeah, you'll be reborn.
That's the one way I would kill to go out. It's just,
I know, man.
Now it's gonna suck for the chick, but hey,
but for you,
yeah,
it makes me think of that line in The Color Purple, like Whoopi Goldberg as a kid was being, I think she was being raped by her father.
Oh no.
I can't remember. I might have it wrong. All I know
never
is
seen
like,
that movie.
As a young girl, she was getting molested by an older man, and could have been a father, could have been another, just an old guy. But later on, Whoopi Goldberg saw this old guy's husband. I mean, I'm sorry. She saw this man. Let me change this. Fuck
okay.
He get into me. Whoopi Goldberg went to a funeral and I guess it was her father. She went to the funeral, and it turns out her father was married to this young girl. And so she asked this young girl, she said, "So, how did he die?" And the young girl says, "On top of me."
Oh.
I'm like, that was a despicable guy, but
Jesus.
That's how I want to go out. I'm sorry. That might be bad. Being old and being inside some young chick when you die, like, hey, that ain't, there's worse ways to go.
It's funny you thought of that.
Hey, look, you can either be inside of a shark, you can be inside of a girl when you die. Which one do you want to be?
Hopefully not inside anybody you're related to.
No. Maybe a cousin, but that's about it. No.
Damn. Is that how they do things in Waco?
Yeah. That's how we get down.
Yeah.
But no, man. Okay, so back to these guys. Michael Jackson, man. Really? Now, Michael Jackson had a lot of turmoil, so we're not gonna act like this is just the greatest guy in the world who died with nothing, no complications at all. No, he died with a lot of tragedy.
He had a lot of issues going on in his world, and
yeah.
But the thing is that obviously everyone's mourning. I think. More so, everyone's mourning the loss of someone with a lot of talent who, I can easily say touched a lot of people,
worldwide.
Worldwide. I mean, 'cause we grew up with the guy. Our generation grew up with him, and we watched his career, just skyrocket to where he's become this phenomenon.
Well, think about it. It was our generation. He touched a generation before us.
Before us, when he was a kid.
Yeah, when he was, and then he still lingered to today. And everybody knows Michael Jackson. I mean, this is a guy who is truly a musical genius. I mean, granted, his father had to beat it out of him, but
right, which is the true tragedy. I mean, if you get into his family life, he wasn't. He wasn't singing any high praises about his family.
No. I mean, I don't know his dad. I don't know how much of this is true and how much of it isn't, or anything like that. But it's not like he had a hard childhood. But man, this is a guy. Look, you could talk about all the troubles that he had. You could talk about his appearance, but this was a guy who truly was a hero to several different generations. Now, maybe he didn't save any lives. Maybe he didn't go out and volunteer himself all the time. But I mean, hey. He did create music that
it touched people all over. I mean, it really did. I mean, and
he was inspiring, man.
Yeah, and I mean, I tell you what, you would not know that until realizing, like, after his death, like how important he was to a lot of people. Where you have, like, I saw that, like, somebody had I don't know if it was a video or prisoners honoring Michael Jackson's death. Like, you saw convicts. There was like a poster of Michael Jackson, they were just praising this guy. And you see people like I saw some videos of people finding out the news of Michael Jackson collapsing, Oh yeah, and just the outcry of people who just were just shocked.
I mean
that somebody like him passed away just because you just don't believe it. I never thought in our lifetime we'd ever hear the words Michael Jackson dead,
Well, I mean, I didn't expect it because I thought Michael Jackson was already dead. I thought he was, I thought that fool was walking around. Right. I thought he had outlived himself. Like he was some sort of Frankenstein monster. I thought he was like stitched together and still going. I thought he died years ago.
Right.
When you heard about his face falling apart, I was like, that's it, man. That dude was some kind of sort of zombie. They electrocute his ass every night to bring him back. Every night they got Tito in his room. I'm like, it's alive! It's alive!
Tito's doing it because he ain't got nothing else.
Ain't got nothing else to do but keep Michael Jackson alive every night. Him and Igor.
Him and LaToya.
Like I said, him and Igor. dance. But nah, man. But he was. I mean, look, he inspired you. If nothing else, he gave us good times. I mean, that music, that wealth of music he gave us for the parties that we had, the clubs.
I thought you meant he gave us Good Times, the TV show. I was like,
yeah, man.
No, he
remember
didn't.
Good Times. He produced that, didn't he?
No.
Oh no, I was his sister on there. His sister was on there.
Janet Jackson was
yeah.
in Good Times.
So
Yeah.
maybe he did.
She was Penny.
So
yeah.
maybe he did give us good times in a way, indirectly. At least he gave us a part of it.
He banged his mother, which I don't think is the case.
Hey, knowing him,
he's not from Waco, Corey.
Who
right?
knows? Who knows what's going on in that family? But no, he inspired people creatively. I mean, you looked at him.
He gave me Thriller. I mean, for crying out loud. I mean,
well, that's what I mean by inspired you creatively. I mean, I looked at Michael Jackson was one of the people that I looked at. I might not be a dancer or a musician, but I'm looking at him. I'm like, this is the guy that you look at because why is he successful? Because not only is he very talented, but he created just a whole new way of looking at dance. Right. I mean, when he did the moonwalk,
he revolutionized the music video too. Don't forget that. I mean,
that's what I was about to get in.
Yeah.
I was about to get in that when we saw him do the moonwalk at the music awards. Nobody had seen that. And I'm like, that's what you do. You can be successful, but to actually innovate, create something that nobody's done before, do something differently, that is truly inspirational. He was one of those guys. Thriller. Now I don't know if that was his concept. I know John Landis directed that, right?
I want to say that was like a team effort with those two. I think it was a good part of his idea, and John Landis, I think, helped him develop it.
But at the time, whoever saw a video that long where there was a story
no,
at the beginning?
That was the funny thing is I remember the premiere of that, and it was one of those things where you assumed you were going to watch just a kind of generic video. But when you saw it, it was a film. You were watching a film, and it was great. I mean, it had zombies for crying out loud. I mean, it had Vincent Price. I mean, you're just like, wow, this is incredible. And the thing is, like, I think after they premiered that video, they were showing it like on a rotation, and you kept on watching it. You were just transfixed into watching that video every time it popped up. To this day, when they play it around Halloween, I mean, it's not like I turn the channel when I see it. I'm basically just in a trance watching that video, and I'm always hoping it's the long version.
You got to see that. I mean, every Halloween, that is a fixture of Halloween now.
Yeah,
Thriller.
it is.
I mean,
it is now. It's going to be a staple. They're going to be having Thriller parties every Halloween.
Oh no, it was, and they already do. They have the Thriller dance off every year. I don't know how many years it's been happening, but they have that, and it's like, and look, I don't know if we ever thought about this. We never saw anybody get eaten or anything, but think about it, man. For the time, that is one of that's a cool zombie movie, right?
No, it is.
That's one of the greatest zombie things that we have.
It is. I mean, just the images of the zombies coming out of the graves. I mean,
and then when those fools start dancing, you're like, shit, boy, they're dancing, they dancing.
My favorite part is that one zombie at the end that looks headless, and he's
walking away. Yeah.
He like puts his hand over his shoulders, like, it's awesome.
And then the Vincent Price zombie comes up,
yeah. Oh,
I love that laugh, man.
That laugh's priceless.
I can't do it.
There are tons of great moments in that video. That's the awesome thing about it. I mean, it's the fat zombie walking, like, coming in while the zombie's coming in towards the girl. The zombies coming out of the sewers, it scared the fuck out of me.
Oh man, they most of them were people in costume, but they put some effects in there. Do you remember like the zombie that was rotted and looked like a skeleton coming out of the mausoleum?
Yeah,
and it was like, wow, man, this is a fucking cool ass zombie.
That should look like something you see in like a Tales from the one of the EC comics, Tales from the Crypt. Those covers. I mean, they brought that shit to life. I mean, I was like, wow,
man, yeah,
the imagery of zombies walking out of a cemetery looked amazing.
Jesus, and Michael Jackson gave us this, man. I remember at the time we weren't even satisfied with Thriller. Like we had to we want more. They gave us the making of Thriller, and we watched that shit like it was a video.
Oh, and I tell you what, when I found out, obviously when I heard, just like everyone else, about his death, because honestly, I'll get into how I noticed, because I was hanging out and I was screwing around on the internet, and then some friend of mine were going off about, oh no, they're saying Michael Jackson is dead. So I went to go check, because I was just like, this is bullshit, and I think they had just found they found him
he
wasn't breathing. Yeah, but it wasn't official that he was dead, and I was honestly hoping that I hope he's okay. And I don't even know where that came from. I mean, despite hearing about all his problems, and he was getting ready to go to court about the charges.
What?
That's what I thought. Yeah,
I heard he was just getting ready for a tour.
Well, he was getting ready for a tour, but apparently he was having legal problems still. It seemed like there was just a bunch of stuff piling up. Now, this is something I read. It could have been wrong for all I know, but when I heard that something was wrong with him, I was worried, and I was like, well, he'll be fine. And then you keep hearing reports. TMZ was reporting. TMZ was the first.
I was about to say,
they were the first to say that he's dead.
You took the words right out of my mouth, because that day, that's the first place where I heard it from. It's TMZ. Somebody called me and they said, TMZ, can you believe this shit on TMZ? They're talking about Michael Jackson is dead. And I'm like, God damn, TMZ, man.
Right.
And I went on
I was
there and
the
looked
same
at that
way.
page,
Yeah.
and I was like, they seem really sure about this. And I'm
Right.
like, well, fuck, man. Say what you will about TMZ. They got that shit first.
They did. And the thing is, even reading that, of course, you're going to, I'm sure everyone was doing their internet research, trying to find out what was the latest news. And eventually, at some point, I think the LA Times, put out the official announcement that he was declared dead.
Yeah, when I first went to TMZ, I was like, I can't believe that TMZ got this first. So I kept refreshing Yahoo News, or not Yahoo, but Google News, and Google News took a long time to get it up, man. I mean, it was actually on TV. I forgot who reported it first, but it was on the evening news before it was actually anywhere on Google News. They kept saying he was sick.
Yeah. Well, I was looking on. I clicked to CNN. And there's a live feed on the internet, and eventually they had announced that, according to the LA Times, that he had died. But I tell you what, after that announcement, about 15 minutes later, the internet was shut down. Yeah, and I couldn't get on the internet for God knows how long. And I guess here it was around 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, 5:30 or so.
Yeah.
And nobody. I was calling up friends to see if they can get on the internet. They were having problems getting on the internet.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's just one of those things where everyone around the world was just on the internet trying to get the news, to find out if it actually was going on. And it was crazy. It's crazy to think somebody's death can shut down the internet.
If it's Michael Jackson,
yeah.
shit, yeah. I mean, and today it's weird, man, because 50. Everybody says 50 is too young to die. I remember.
Oh yeah.
Back in colonial times, you were lucky to live to 30.
Right.
Right. But 50, people's saying, "Wow, man, that's really young." And by today's standards, it is. I mean,
but now, granted, you got to realize that it's been reported. It's never. I don't think any official words ever come out. But apparently, he's had health problems for a while, and. God knows, right now they're speculating if it had anything to do with any kind of medication he was on, as far as concerning his death. I know the family's been fighting to try to get a second autopsy done. I don't even know if they released about anything about what they got out from that first autopsy. But the rumors I keep hearing is that the day of his death, he was dancing. He was apparently doing some work for the tour.
When was he not dancing?
You
mean he didn't get up out of bed?
For Michael Jackson, I'm sure that's a regular thing. But
brushing his teeth.
Yeah, but God knows, the guy's been hospitalized before for overexerting himself, and on top of that, if you throw in medication. But then again, it's all rumors and speculation.
It's all rumors. But let me be honest with you, man. I don't mean to be cruel here. I really don't. But when I heard he was dead, I was not surprised at all. I really was not. And I'll tell you why, because it wasn't like I said, I knew it. It was
right.
no, it was just a surprise. When I say not surprised, I wasn't shocked, because I was like, wow, Michael Jackson's dead? Oh, man, I can't believe that. But deep down inside, it was no shocker, because all that surgery, man, I was like, how much medication has been through your body? I mean, not even that you're taking right now, but how much stuff has been pumped into your body to the point where it has kind of done something to your system.
Yeah. But then again, I mean, I don't
know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it had anything to do with the surgery at all. I mean, I thought he just, that's the thing. You have no clue about what exactly was going on with his face and his skin condition. Like he claimed that it was some kind of strange skin condition that he had for why he was, why his skin was, the pigments in his skin.
But even then,
you never know. Yeah.
But even then, at that point, it's kind of like, man, okay, the skin thing, I don't really buy, but but even if it is so, okay, I understand that. Maybe it's true. But that face, man, it was like, I don't begrudge anybody for getting plastic surgery. If you don't like your nose, fine, change it. But there's a point where you stop.
Right. Well, the thing is, a lot of people claim a lot of people like to think, and it makes sense to me that his dad was like a good reason why that was going on.
Well, made him
kind of fucked up his head.
Low self-esteem.
Yeah, because his father used to fucking harp on him. Well, from the stories I've read, and I've heard, I keep hearing it from.
Those too big, Michael.
You keep hearing it from his family, especially Latoya, where she came out and she was like, yeah, our dad used to give Michael shit all the time just for being just ugly, and as far as his nose being too big, and and he was too black. I mean,
damn, man,
he used to get all kinds of shit.
Michael Jackson was a good-looking guy in Thriller, and at that point, I said, he does not need to do anything else.
Right.
I mean, looking at that, it's so sad because it's like, wow, you look good, man.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, there's no need to do what you did to yourself. And I mean, think about that's why I love time travel movies, man. Think about a time travel movie where you took the picture of Michael Jackson today, and you went back and told somebody and said, what do you think this is? People looking like, show a picture of somebody like, what do you think this is? And people like, shit, man, that's from the new Star Wars movie. That's a character from the latest Steven Spielberg monster film coming out. What the fuck? That's
that's
E.T.
Part 2.
I know, that's from Close Encounters. That's from the aliens from Close Encounters with a Jerry curl. What the fuck is going on with that? Like, no, that's Michael Jackson. No, man.
Yeah.
Technology ain't gone that far. It's like,
well, hell, just show little Michael, hey, this is what you're going to become, dude.
Michael Jackson. You got to stop him. Somebody should make a movie where you go back in time to stop Michael Jackson turning into what he did today.
Yeah. I mean, well, maybe that means, getting rid of his father, or locking away his father for life, apparently.
We make a Terminator movie where we send a Terminator back to kill Michael Jackson's father.
Yeah. Right.
Are you Mr. Jackson? Think how many Jacksons are dead in the city. What
was the guy's name? Was it
Joe Jackson?
Oh yeah, Joe Jackson. Yeah. I'm looking for Joe Jackson. I was wondering if you could help me, please.
Yeah. Is your name Joe Jackson? They got the wrong Joe Jackson. Oh, yes, sir. Pow!
Yeah.
Cause you remember he killed every Sarah Connor in the city before he got to the real Sarah Connor, the one he was looking for. Yeah, he's killing every Joe Jackson in the city. Are you Joe Jackson? Yes, I'm Joseph Jackson. You must die. I must say Michael.
Tito comes back as the goddamn as the metal that the Tito 1000
the liquid Tito
Terminator. Jesus,
he doesn't talk. He just says everything. Little things here and there. I know this hurts.
Oh man! But getting back to his father, I mean, I've always felt hearing those rumors. Granted, like I said, I heard him so many times. You can't help but realize that maybe it is true about how his dad fucked up his head and gave him this super fucked up complex about himself, and you just felt sorry for the kid, realizing that he's worshipped and adored by the industry, by people all over the world, but and it's still all that doesn't matter to his father, who still gives him shit. Or who still just cripples him by telling him these fucked up things that
he's one of the most
the kid doesn't want to hear.
He's the most successful entertainer in the world. I mean, by recognition. I mean, he's known all over the world. He's had probably the most influence on pop music ever.
Right.
And he's unhappy. He's confused and unhappy. I mean, even to the point where Neverland, the whole incident that happened at Neverland Ranch. I mean, I'm one of those people who thinks that he did not molest a kid. I think he just did something stupid. I think he just wanted to relive a childhood so bad that he was having slumber parties.
Which is stupid, yeah. I mean, I'm in the same camp with you. Yeah, I think his intentions may have been, good, but the thing is that does not make a good story. What is a grown ass man doing, hanging out with a bunch of little kids? Yeah, exactly, and. But the thing is that any kind of child molester, you realize they've been doing usually child molesters do that shit for years. I mean, years and years until
we know
until they get caught.
Yeah.
And the thing is that this guy was surrounded by child stars. I mean,
for years.
Years. And you think if anything were to happen, if he were to do anything as far as any kind of ideas of molesting children, it would have happened a long time ago. These kids who are grown up now would come out and say, you know what? Yeah, he touched me in a weird way, or there was an awkward situation where this had happened, but you never hear those stories. And regardless, it's easy to say, well, they're not going to say anything because it's Michael Jackson, and nobody's going to believe them. But no, I mean,
let me bring this up too. In that story where the mom got involved in that case, I believe with the child molestation, and the whole thing was paid off. Now I know if it was my child, this is the kind of person I am. If my child had been molested, no money in the world would pay me off to let them go.
There's no dollars. There's no amount of dollars. There's
not a price tag on my kid's safety like that.
Or that's going to help them, when they grow up living with this. Somebody had done this to them.
I think I would resent my parents if they took money and I said, you never went after this. And you know what? Just to make a story out of it. Now, a lot of people, you never know what you do when you're in that situation.
Right.
I mean, maybe when you're presented with that much money, maybe you will just run off and say, hey, I'll take it. But I believe that me being in the news, I'm going to be looked down upon if I take money from Michael Jackson for my kid's child molestation that I claimed happened. I'm helping. I'm helping to push this in court.
Right.
I would take that money. I would say, you know what? Okay, you got money, you got lawyers. I can't pursue this anymore. You're going to pay me off. I'm going to take the money. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put that money towards some sort of organization that fights child molestation. And I'm going to make sure that people know that you did this, and they're going to know that I didn't take the money because I want them to know that it wasn't about money at all. It was about you doing something to violate my child.
Right.
And there's no way I would have taken the money and been like, oh, well, it's done.
Yeah, you didn't hear anything. That's
what makes it suspicious to me.
Yeah, and that's and I felt the same way. I'm like, wow, okay, that's you're giving some money and you disappear. You just walk away. We never hear from
bullshit,
you
man.
or your kid again. Yeah. And granted, I don't know how that kid is now, but he can easily go and say, hey, I'm still not happy about how this thing came out because you know what? I have to live with this now. I have to realize that, I don't care who this guy is, he's king of pop or whatever, but I was still molested. This has affected me and it's affecting my life. It's going to affect the rest of my life.
And you hear people going on and on. I mean, I think that if I was an angry mother, I would be still in the news. I'd be like, hey, look, we lost. We couldn't afford to pursue this case anymore or whatever, but we still believe he did it. Yeah. And I think people need to know that this man is dangerous. Right. But motherfucker's just gone.
Yeah.
You don't hear about it no much. You got her money. Meanwhile, stepdad's probably molesting his kid. She's out there buying furs and shit. I mean, I'm joking, but it's just so I don't believe he molested anybody. I think he's just a disturbed guy who was longing for a childhood and did some very stupid things.
Exactly. Because apparently, I mean, you look at his career and you're like, where do you make time to have a childhood? You're surrounded by your family, but your family is very business oriented, and you have a father who's managing your career, and where do you find time to be a kid? Yeah, throughout that whole thing where every camera is on you. You're a sensation. People want to interview you. People want to get to know you, but you just don't have at that point. You don't have time for a childhood. So you feel like you've missed out,
And look, I'll tell you something too. It was also starting to show in his career that he was becoming a parody of himself. I heard some of this stuff from an album that never went anywhere recently. A lot of people forget, like Leon was the only one that's going like, that album's great. And even then he had to say, because he bought the album. I didn't know there was an album out. Leon told me he bought it. He's a huge Michael Jackson fan. If you ever seen Leon dance, he can dance just like Michael Jackson. It's incredible. He was at a Christmas party where he showed.
Does he dance like Michael Jackson, or is it Corey Feldman that he dances like?
Okay, no, it's more like Alfonso Rivera.
Okay.
Dancing like Corey Feldman, dancing like Michael Jackson.
Okay.
But no, he went to a Halloween party. That's what a Halloween party. Why would he go to a Christmas party dressed up like Michael Jackson? He went to a Halloween party dressed up like Michael Jackson, and he was out there dancing his ass off. We were like, damn,
Did anybody go, hey, look, it's Tito?
They said it's Corey Feldman. But Yeah, he shaved his beard and shit, but his goatee. But
yikes, he did that.
Yeah,
he
did all.
did, yeah.
He went clean shaven, had on a Jerry curl wig, and came out there with some flooding shorts, some flooding jeans on, white glove. But no, that was a great costume. He went off. But no, I have to. He released an album not too long ago, and I never heard about it.
I never
remember
heard
he
of it.
fought it. He fought. Who released that album? I forgot who was writing, who was fighting for the album. But he's like,
how old was it?
It was released. Oh man, you know what? I should look up the discography of Michael Jackson right now because I don't want to be sitting up here talking on my ass. But I know now. Here's the ironic thing. I think, and people correct me if I'm wrong. I think he found he tried to fight the promotion of that album, saying it was you're doing this because I'm black. It was like, oh, now you black. Oh, so today you black. All right. And hey, it's too late, man. You can't reverse that skin change right there. No, you about as white as
you're
fucking
going
rice
to,
right now.
Yeah. That's when the jokes start coming.
Yeah. No, let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find his discography here.
All right.
Because he did release an album.
Because I'm thinking the last one I remember was History, right?
It was
at least the one that an album he wanted out, right? And wasn't that more of a compilation? I wasn't too sure.
Okay. No, because you are thinking about the last one, 95, History.
History, yeah. Okay.
Okay, it was Invincible was his album in 2001.
Okay. But it was released without his approval, I guess?
It was his 10th album.
Okay.
And let me look online here and see who released it. Because there was one song on there that I really like. It was a song about walking around in Russia or some shit.
Right. Granted, I'm really curious, like how many songs he actually did that were never released. Which I'm sure, with his death, I'm sure if any record company, if it works out to where, the rights to his music either go to his family or go to a record label or what, there's no telling what kind of stuff they'll start putting out as far as like rare tracks that he may have done or stuff he put on the cutting room floor as far as his music is concerned. So.
Oh man. Yeah, it's considered to be they say that the reception to the album was favorable, but it's considered to be one of his weakest albums.
But he didn't want it released, right? That's what you're telling me?
I think he wanted it released, but he felt like the promotion behind it
was bad.
It was bad. It was Sony who released it, and he actually accused them of racism.
And why was that?
Because I guess he felt like, look, my thoughts on that is that he released the album. It didn't do as well as he thought, him being Michael Jackson. And the old fallback is playing the race card. See, people who always think I'm playing the race card. I'll bring up a lot of race issues. I will call it when the race card is being played foul. Yeah. And I think he just had no other fallback. He just, it's Michael fucking Jackson.
Right.
Who's gonna like have racism? Because what company who stands to make money off the King of Pop is gonna be racist enough to say, you made this album. We ain't gonna do shit with it because you are black.
Yeah, because you're Michael Jackson. Yeah. You're not relevant.
You can hide behind all that white shit you want to, but you still nigga inside. We ain't gonna do shit with this album. Nah, that's bullshit, man. Yeah, he tried to cry racism all these years of trying to turn white. All of a sudden, he's black on that day when he needs something. So fuck that.
You get desperate because shit ain't going your way, so you got to point a finger somewhere.
Yeah,
I'm sure Michael Jackson would never point a finger to himself and go, "Look, I'm sorry, I made a terrible album."
With that glove on him,
I did
it. Hey! And that song I'm thinking about was not on. I don't think you're right. It was not on that album.
Okay.
I think it was on History. Yeah. Let me look at what songs on History right here. There was
Yeah, because I was curious if that was kind of like a half best of and a few new tracks or what.
Yeah. Stranger in Moscow is the song I'm thinking of. Because I didn't get History because, look, to be honest with you, Michael Jackson was somebody whose work was kind of becoming less for me. I mean, once people start promoting videos, because after Thriller, I mean, people start trying to promote his videos like they were like they were really great, and and because it's Michael Jackson, they were those videos were iconic.
Yeah. But even Moonraker, which was an entire film, for crying out loud.
But see, that's what I'm talking about. You talking about Moonwalker?
I mean Moonwalker. Yeah,
Moonraker.
Yeah, that's James Bond.
Michael Jackson's the next James Bond.
I got confused.
But like everybody made a big deal about Martin Scorsese directing Bad. I don't get that video. I don't.
It's funny, because I always forget that he actually directed that video. Especially at the beginning. I mean, after Weird Al made his version of it, I always get those videos confused now. I always think like it's the fat guys who confront the actual Michael Jackson. Well, hey, ding dong, man. Ding dong, yo. Ding dong.
Oh, man. I love that. Is the best parody of a Michael Jackson thing I've ever seen. Besides Eddie Murphy doing his skit in Delirious. Fat is for Weird Al Yankovic is like Weird Al Yankovic. I'm not the biggest Weird Al Yankovic fan because you got these nerds who love him. But, But Weird Al has done some. That white nerdy video makes me laugh every time I see this shit. That shit is funny. And then
you ain't fat. You ain't nothing.
But fat. I love the way it started. Like those fat guys walk out and like, hey, man, where you been?
Yeah.
We ain't seen you on Burger World lately. And the way he reacts is like, oh, around. And the guy like, ding dong, man, ding dong.
Ding dong.
And that other guy's like, hey, man, I know I got a slice of pizza around here. He pulls it out.
Yeah.
Somewhere. And then when they on him, they're like, hey, man, you ain't fat.
Yeah.
You ain't fat. And he's like, get off me, man. And the way he just does, he's so
you
white.
Ain't fat. You ain't nothing. You're like, you ain't nothing. He's shaking his finger.
He keep the camera on him when he's shaking. And then when he starts turning fat, that shit makes me laugh.
I always love the fat Asian guy in that video. With the bandana, the headband or whatever.
Hey, man, if you have a Michael Jackson tribute, I'm sorry, but that has to be included in there. That is a testament to you, Michael Jackson, how great you are.
That and Eat It,
And Eat It.
Oh my God, that's another video where I get confused sometimes. But I'm waiting for that rubber chicken to pop out in the actual video, the Michael Jackson version.
What part was the rubber chicken?
Where they're fighting they're fighting, but they have
they got chickens.
Yeah, and they're holding the rubber chicken. In the original they have their wrist tied around with a bandana. This one they're holding a chicken, one of those rubber chickens.
Boom. Woo! And every time that video came on, you thought it was Beat It. It ended up being like Michael Jackson's video.
Yeah,
it ended up being Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah, and the one thing about that Weird Al, the version of Eat It, is where when he's breathing into the camera, I always thought that whenever I saw the Michael Jackson,
and it got fogged up.
Yeah, I always wondered if that camera actually did get fogged up. But when you see it, you're like, yeah, it did happen. That's it. It really this is the real version. This is the unedited, real cut.
But man, I'm looking at Bad, and Martin Scorsese directed that, and so I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, the video starts out, and a lot of people don't remember. Wesley Snipes was in that video.
Yeah, that's right.
And it starts out with him. It's a long intro like Michael Jackson had with Thriller,
right.
and so it has him coming home from college. He's hanging out with his friends, and they're talking. His friends start getting all kind of crazy, man, because it's like hey,
street thugs.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, you think you all that because you went to college, you back in town now, and it's like, and so I'm thinking, all right, oh shit, we're about to have a confrontation, and then they're like, yeah, man, you ain't bad, you ain't nothing, and then they push him back, and you're thinking, all right, well, shit, what's gonna happen now?
Right.
All of a sudden, the thing goes to color, and these strangers start, these guys pop out from behind these subway pillars, and it's like, and they all start dancing, and then after they all dance, it's like Wesley Snipes look at him and just walks off. I'm like, I don't fucking get this.
I know. It's like, this is like the new version of the Village People getting together and dancing.
It's the gayest thing I've ever seen, man. I mean, they had some cool things in there. Don't get me wrong. And
but when you start seeing guys like get to doing these dance moves where it's borderline ballet, you start to wonder.
It made no fucking sense.
No, it made no sense at all. I thought, because honestly, I remember seeing the premiere of that video with a buddy of mine, and we're just like, okay, this isn't Thriller, but
and then
and
then he made people. You got to see some stuff Michael Jackson did, and then I remember Captain EO, and I went to see Captain EO at Disney World. I'm thinking, okay, this is cool, but it's just Michael Jackson. This shit makes no sense. It's in 3D, it looks cool, and Michael Jackson's a space captain and shit, but it's like, I don't fucking get it.
Yeah,
and
it's like I thought it was like a half-ass like version of he was trying